בעזרת השם. We are פרק י"ג, פסוק ט"ז. כל ערום יעשה בדעת, וכסיל יפרוס איוולת. ערום, a clever man, right? Acts with his da'at. וכסיל, and the silly, the dullard, right? Yifros ivelet, exposes ivelet is his stupidity, his yeah. So says the Gaon, כל ערום יעשה בדעת. ערום הוא המבין ערמומיות. The ערום, yes, the clever, if you will. Who is clever? The definition, like we explained, is the one that understands the armumiyut. He understands the trait of manipulation. He sees every facet of a situation. He sees the good and he sees the bad. So somebody that has this assessment and this ability will always make sure that he controls the situation and he has a clear path to his behavior before he acts, because he sees the mokesh, he sees the problems that he's about to face. That's the advantage of the clever, of the armum. Uksil, but the fool, the dullard, by default, is somebody that doesn't have that. So how does he behave? He behaves based on his instinct, on his reaction. And that behavior is called ivelet. That's how Shlomo HaMelech defines the reaction of a person that it comes from the instinct, that is spontaneous. Yes, he calls this ivelet. And why is that? Why is that ivelet? Why is that stupid? Because there is no da'at to it. It's the opposite of arum, right? And why yifros? Says Shlomo HaMelech, it's not enough that his behavior is stupid and is lacking complete da'at. But on top of that, he prides his behavior. He shows off that behavior. That's the evil. So the difference between the Baal Da'at and the evil, the Baal Da'at is somebody that through his intellect and his assessment, right, sees all the facets of a situation, the good, the bad, and knows how to assess the good, knows how to assess the bad, to protect himself from the bad. And by default, somebody like this will always stay under the radar, right? Versus the fool, the dullard, yes, that behaves spontaneously without thinking and will pride himself of that behavior to show off. Pasuk Yud Zayin. Malach Rasha Yipol Bera. A shaliach, a messenger that is Rasha, that is wicked, will fail in the bad. V'tzir emunim marpe. But a faithful courier, yes, tzir, pathway, brings healing. Here, Here Shlomo HaMelech gives a very interesting chidush. He's like, when you have a shaliach, when you ask somebody to do something, and the person is a rasha, HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes it that the opportunity, when an opportunity to fail comes, that rasha will fail. That rasha will fail. However, when you have somebody you trust to do something, and that person has been proven to be honest and to be reliable, his shlichut will heal and solve the damages that has been done by the shaliach that is rasha. It's very interesting. The shlichut, meaning when you appoint someone to do something, depending on their person, on whether or not they're rasha or not, will determine your rate of success. Not only that, but if you give the shlichut to somebody that is trustworthy, somebody that has emunim, that's somebody that can be trusted, that has a track record, his emun can come and solve problems. Not only that he will do what you tell him, but his emun, his emunah, his aura, the bracha that he has in being a shaliach ne'eman, comes with a siyata dishmaya to solve problems. You're the hidush. You ask Shimon to do A. He's a rasha, he does it, and he failed. You go to Levi for another shlichut, for a shlichut to do B. The shlichut of Levi has such siyata dishmaya that he can solve A also. And he brings an example. He says the Meragelim, and it's apropos, right? This week's parasha. When they came back, they said, Eretz ochelet yoshveahi. The land of Israel is a land that eats his own people. And they spoke Lashon Hara. And they failed. Meaning the first opportunity to fail in their shlichut, they failed, which exposes the Gaon. The Nesi'im Lechaora had some they had some rishut in them, and that's why they failed. But comes Kalev and Yefune and Pinchas, and through their shlichut and their bracha, yes, appease the anger of HaKadosh Baruch Hu that was awoken by the sin of the Meragelim. Now Pinchas did a shlichut, and Kalev ben Yefune did a shlichut. Zimri failed, Pinchas tiken. Meragelim failed, Kalev tiken. Good. Pasuk Yudchet. resh vekalon, poverty and humiliation, porea musar. Are the porea are the payment of the musar, and we're gonna see what that means. But whoever keeps the tochacha, the reproof, yechubat, he gets the honor. So whoever, porea musar, doesn't want the musar, gets resh vekalon, gets poverty and humiliation, and whoever is shomer, right, takes seriously the tochacha, the reproof, gets honor. So says the Gaon, we've learned already that there are three where to be of Darkei Hashem. We have tzedek, mishpat, and mesharim. Right? That's in the beginning of Mishlei, Perek Aleph, Pasuk Gimel. What is tzedek? Tzedek, mishpat, mesharim. Tzedek is chesed, tzedakah, chasadim. Mishpat, judgment, is how you judge yourself and how diligent and strict you are with yourself personally. Mesharim is the application of your chesed and of your judgment, right, as an equilibrium around you. These are the three Darkei Hashem. Tzedek, chesed, which means is on the right. Mishpat is on the left. That's judgment. And Mesharim in the middle. That's right. Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet. Chokhmah, Binah, Da'at. It says this is what the pshat means. Orech Yamim Bimina. Right? You have longevity on the right, on her right. Ubi Smola, and on her left, Osher Vekavod. You have wealth and respect. What does that mean? Whoever chooses the path of the right of the Torah, which is the Chesed, Tzedakah, Ma'asim Tovim. So there's Zocheh Le'arichut Yamim, right? Orech Yamim Bimina. You do Chesed, Tzedakah, you're Ben Adam Lachavero, you're Zocheh Le'arichut Yamim. Ubi Smola, but if you choose her left, Osher Vechavod. What does it mean her left? Mistagef, he does sigufim, ta'aniyot, he's tough on himself, he's regimented. Yes, he breaks his ta'avot. He works on his avodah, on his body, and on his yetzer hara. That's din, right? What is the bracha for that? Osher v'chavod. So a person that breaks his yetzer hara is zochetu kavod and is zochetu ashirut. But he explains. When you do that, yes, when you break a yetzer hara, you work on two levels. You physically hurt your body, and you emotionally hurt your nefesh at the time where you break the yetzer hara. Somebody has a nisayon, right? And he decides not to fail for that nisayon. He's overcoming, right? He's shutting down the high of the body, and the emotional instinctive high. Says the Gaon like this. So there's the avodah that is chitzonit, which is the body, and the avodah that is penimit is the nefesh. So what is chitzoni? Is osher, right? That's wealth. And what is penimi? What's its emotion? Is kavod. That's the simha. That's pnimi. Yes? So on the right, whoever does chasadim, tzedakot, ben adam lachavero, is zochet to arichut yamim. Whoever breaks his Yetzer Hara at a level where he's physically, he's hurting physically and emotionally. So the pain that he feels by breaking his Yetzer Hara physically leads to osher, leads to wealth and financial success. And the emotional pain that he afflicts at the moment he's holding back his Yetzer Hara, yes, this leads to kavod. Now go back to the pasuk, right? Porei musar. He's somebody that doesn't want isurim, right? He doesn't want musar. He doesn't want to work on himself. So he's not interested in breaking his ta'avot. So what did we say? When you break your ta'avot, physically, what do you get? You get osher, right? You get wealth and you get kavod. When you don't do that, you get exactly the opposite. Resh vekalon. Yes? Poverty and humiliation. So when a person is facing a nisayon, the choice of his behavior will determine whether he will bring upon himself the light of wealth, of financial success, and respect, or if he fails, he brings upon himself the darkness of aniyut and humiliation, of poverty and humiliation. However, says Shlomo HaMelech, v'shomer tochacha, yechubad. And whoever is shomer de tochacha, here is very interesting. Shomer de tochacha is being attentive and keeping the tochacha, the rebuke. The tochacha comes before the musar. When you're about to do something and there's the tochacha, the Torah tells you don't do this, yes, or so, and you keep that. So what happens? So you afflict pain to the nefesh, but not to the body because you did not develop that ta'ava yet. So says Shlomo HaMelech, whoever is shomer a mitzvah, okay, without developing a ta'ava, he is yechubad. He is zoche to kavod because he didn't touch the physical pain of the ta'ava. So he's zoche to kavod. Yes, here Shlomo HaMelech, the Gaon, are revealing to us the segulot of ashirut, the segulot of kavod, and the segulot of arichut yamim, and chalila the efech, the opposite. How gorali, how crucial it is to remind ourselves of that power and potential that is in front of us when we face a nisayon. Any shelot on this pasuk? Okay. Pasuk Yud Tet. Tahava nihya, tahava nihya te'erav lenafesh. When a ta'ava, when a desire is accomplished, it brings sweet. It's sweet to the nefesh. Ve'to'avat kesilim, and the rejection of the ksilim surmera is to go from the ra. The Gaon explained the word nihya is from the word nishbar, broken. Ta'ava nihya, when a desire is broken, meaning when you have a desire and you are able to break it and not fail for the desire, leads to te'arev lanafesh, brings sweetness to the soul. Says the God, even though that at the moment of the nisayon, it is painful and it brings tsar, sadness, and torment, even though that these are the feelings, once the ta'ava is behind you, the feeling of accomplishment and satisfaction of overcoming the nisayon is immense and so sweet to the soul that it soothes, heals, and empowers the nefesh of the person. And that's what nihya means. Because once you break it, aben adam nihya, then the person becomes. Now he is. How is he? It says that Chachamim teach us. Okay? Batel retzoncha mipnei retzono, right? Annul your desire to do his desire of Hashem, so that he can annul the desires of others to honor your desire. That's nihya. When you break your ta'ava, the sweetness, the power, the uplifting that you get from overcoming the anisayon triggers a ratzon in Shamayim that sits on top of your head like an aura, like a shield of chen, that will make people do what you want. So when you overcome an Isayon, you carry with you a magnetic force that influences your surrounding to accept and embrace your will. V'to'avat kesilim surmera. But the ksilim, what do they reject? What do they hate? What's that to'ava? Surmera, to have musar. They don't want to hear musar. They don't want to have to deal with emotions. They don't want to have to deal with nisyonot and overcoming anything. Not only that they don't want to listen to the musar, to'eva lahem. It's repulsive to it's abhorrent to them. It's disgusting to them. Good. That's another dimension of the avodat amidot to overcome the nisayon and what the person carries on him. Olech et hachamim v'hkam. Go with, go follow the chachamim, and you will get smarter. Ve'ro'e ksilim yeroa. And who that ro'eh, that overlooks, yes, that leads the ksilim, the dullers, yeroa, he will end up grieving. He will get bad. That's a very clear concept that Chachamim teach us many times, right? Yes, be at the tail of the lion and don't be the head of the foxes. When you go after the Chachamim, holech et hachachamim. What does it mean? Go after the Chachamim. Tafel lahem. Yes, annul yourself to them. Take a step down in front of them so that you can follow their path and learn from their behavior, learn from their Torah, learn from their midot. And that's what will make you automatically gain chokhmah. And the Gaon brings the Rambam that says that the nature of men is to follow someone that has a similar nature. Yes? Like they say, misery attract itself, yeah? People, the midot of the people, usually they attract each other. So the more you're close to the Chacham and you develop Chokhmah, and the more you want to be connected to the Chokhmah, the more you're close to the Chacham and develop Midot Tovot, and the more you want to be connected to the Chacham. So Holech, yes, put your head down, put your ego aside, Holech, go with the Chachamim. Embrace their path. That will metamorphose and your nefesh and allow you to grow into a Talmid Chacham yourself. However, again, but the roe, the head, the roe is like the shepherd, the head of the ksilim, the head of the dullards. Yeroa. What do we say, the ksilim? They don't want to hear Musar. Not only they don't want to hear Musar, they reject Musar, they discuss Musar. Yeroa, says the Gaon, makes now that person become bad. So when you're around people that are bad, you end up becoming bad. Not only that, but Yeroa, says the Gaon, also will be punished with them. The fact that he mingles with them and he's at the head of them and he's the leader, yes. Not only that that the fact that what they do bad will make him even worse, but he carries also their punishment. Good. Any question on that pasuk? Tov. Okay, we're gonna pause here with pasuk chaf. We finish pasuk chaf.
Thank you very much.
Be'avamut.